Come on, make the man grovel. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Mafia wife, Stockholm syndrome. He's a mafia boss, he does not care. And he wants to get it on. Of course. This is too far. Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I have decided that I'm going to be reading dark/mafia romances for the very first time. I've been reading a lot of the same kind of books lately, so I'm excited to venture out and try an entirely new genre. I don't have a TBR because I don't know any books as of now, so I'm kind of just going to go with the flow throughout the week. I'm going to pick books that I find recommended on Goodreads, TikTok, YouTube. I'll see you when I pick up my first book. I just got to chapter 9 and I don't know why I'm so emotional about crying because everyone is so mean to Sophia. She is in a wheelchair sometimes, but sometimes she can walk. Her dad, he's a mafia boss. He does not care. Her mom does not care. Only her sister cares about her. She's like talking about how she grew up with a terrible life. And her husband, he's not mean. Well, his POV, like in his brain, he's not mean. But to Sophia, he's actually so cruel. She's like trying to bake, like she's just trying to live her life. 21, just moved in, new wife. It's like, what are you doing? Because she's standing up and on her wheelchair. He rounds a corner, realizes she's using her walker. He's like, oh, but he doesn't reveal that he was just like tweaking out because he didn't research her before he married her. And she's like, what am I doing wrong? He's like, you're in the way. She's like, whose way? He's like, this is not your house. And she's like, you want me to just stay in the bedroom? He's like, yes, and don't leave. I'm crying. She doesn't deserve this. I'm not built for this. I finished his Tesoro at 4:30 this morning. Let's talk about it. I had so much fun. I had more fun than I anticipated reading this book. I was crying. I was laughing. I was happy. I was scared. I was shocked. I was confused. Like, my intentions were to start off slow, maybe something a little bit easier, so then when I get to the last book, it's like a heavy hitter, very popular mafia romance that I'm gonna be like in shock for. But this one, I was still in shock. Like, basically, the female main character, male main character, the Don, and Bella. I'm gonna call her Bella. I don't know her real name. She is disabled. She has a disability. Something with her legs, EDS. I don't really know what it is, but it's like her joints pop a lot. Her legs are weak. She can't walk that much. She's primarily in a wheelchair, and her father thinks she's weak. He thinks women in general are weak, her father, the mafia boss of Chicago. And so he marries her off, secretly hiding that she's like has a disability. And so the Don of New York is like, oh, he pulled a fast one on me. That's great. But he's like, she's beautiful. So then she moves in and he's like, we're strictly roommates. Like, your room is down there. And she's like, my life is about to suck. And all this different mafia stuff is happening. Her guards, I love the guards the most. I hope that she makes a book for the guard because I loved him. But yeah, then we get to see all this mafia business happening, and then like her experience getting over the trauma of her past and like coming into this new mafia. I thought it was a fun read. I don't want to say too much. I don't know how to describe it without like just spilling my guts right now. At the end, I'm not gonna say what happened, but he hurt her and she forgave him way too easily. Like, come on, make the man grovel. Like, it says groveling in the description. I did not see very much groveling, but whatever. Oh, smut. Normally I complain about smut in like fantasy books or certain romance books. I'm like, I hate smut. The more and more I read different genres or versions of romance books, I'm learning that it's not that I hate smut. It's that I just feel like sometimes it's out of place. Like in a fantasy book, I'm always like, why are we doing this right now? The world is ending. You haven't learned how to use your magical powers. The Fae are coming. Why are we getting it on? But in this instance, I'm like, oh, the mafia boss has softened his heart to you and he wants to get it on. Of course, of course. So I'm learning that it's actually not problematic, and there's a lot of smut in this book. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna say like 4. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, but only towards the mid to end of the book. I'd skip a lot, but a lot of it I did not skip. So I was like, this is different for me. So yeah, I'm gonna ponder over which book I'm gonna read next because there's so many options and then I will let you know. Okay, I'm ready to start my next book of the video. I'm so excited. I just went on a binge watching dark romance TikToks so that I can pick the book, and I have decided to pick Silent Vows, a Mafia Arranged Marriage Romance. It's book 1 in a 5-part series, the Bryan Brothers series. I'm pumped. The last book I had a lot of fun. I watched a lot of TikToks, like I said. I'm excited to keep getting deeper and deeper into this genre and find out like what is going to be my like, okay, this is too much. This is too far. I saw a lot of popular Rena Kent ones come up. I saw Heather McLary. She's like one of my favorite book YouTubers, and she posted on her TikTok about, I can't remember the name of it, but Kate C. Wells wrote it, and I've been reading her shifter romances. I've been loving those. I'm not done with the series, but I've been loving them so much. I'm like, nobody else is writing them like how she's writing them. Find out she's also writing mafia romances. I'm definitely gonna pick that up. But today I'm reading Silent Vows, a Mafia Arranged Romance. It's so fun because like in a typical romance book, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? You know, he breaks her heart, he cheats on her. I hate the cheating thing. But in these books, it's like, no, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, slow down, don't hit her. But like, unless she's okay with that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, let's chat. I've been reading for a little bit. I'm on chapter 13, which is page 83, 25% through. I'm enjoying it. Just to start there. But I wouldn't say by any means this is a slow burn. Like, it's pretty much instant attraction. She sees him for the first time and she's like, he has the deepest grayish blue eyes I've ever seen. He clouds my judgment. He smells impeccable. And he's the same way about her. Like, first he's like, I want a silent wife. Like, I want a wife that can just go away and live her life and I can live my life. Then he sees her and he's like, I'm enamored. I have to know everything there is to know about her. So instant attraction, but he does say like, let's make this like a business deal. Like, this is just for alliance. I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. We don't have to be married for real. But then now he's already switching his tune and he's attracted to her. I'm excited for the actual wedding to happen and for them to move in together. But I'm also kind of happy that it didn't happen all at once. Like, I think the last book I read, chapter 1, they were already like married and moving in together, which I liked that too, because the whole dynamic was like, oh, now I'm stuck living here. But I like being able to see a little bit deeper into the mafia side and how like their politics are working, and her father being kind of like evil, because it's told in the back of the book that she suspects her father killed her mother. We get to see a little bit of her father being kind of cruel to her. And now I can't remember the guy's name, but now he's like, does your father hurt you? No, I would never tell you that, but also no. I'm gonna keep reading. Pretty confident I'm gonna finish this book tonight. I do need to file my taxes. It is April 15th, but we're not gonna think about that right now. We're just gonna keep reading. Okay, I have a reading update. I finished Silent Vows yesterday. I started it and finished it yesterday, April 15th, and today is Thursday, April 16th. I really liked the book. I thought it was fun. I thought the concept was really cool. The idea of her being completely silent and not talking, and everybody's being like, why does she still not talk after all this time? It's been like 6 months and she hasn't spoken since her mom passed away. And you get to see like her father is like a dangerous man. He's violent, and then she's being married off unknowingly. She had no idea, to some Italian mafia man. He purposely picked her because he thought she was going to be a silent wife. But then the second he meets her, he's like, actually, I want you to speak. Speak now. Speak now. Speak now. The man is like, this is strictly business. Like, I'm forced into this. I don't want anything to do with her. He folds instantly. That goes away. What I didn't like is that the book was like fast paced, but also slow paced somehow. 50% through, and she still hadn't been married off to her husband. In 2 weeks, you're going to be married. That was the longest 2 weeks of my life. They did still have a decent amount of interactions at that point, so it was still satisfying, I guess. The only thing I actually didn't like, I felt like she spoke way too soon, and I didn't like that he kept pressuring her to speak. Clearly, you guys are in like organized crime, right? Like, you're in the mafia, you know what's going on. You see her father, you see that he's dangerous, and then you see that she's silent. You're like, why are you choosing to be silent? Why won't you tell me? Mind you, you're a stranger. He's like pressing the issue, and she's like writing him like, can you please leave me alone? Like, just leave it alone. Like, soon will we be married and then this won't matter. Nah, he won't leave it alone. And then he realized like, oh, you're in danger. I'm like, how did you not realize? You guys torture and murder people for a living. You didn't think that maybe there was a reason? Anyways, so I was irritated with that. And the main male character was like slightly annoying. I had no problem with the book. I liked the book a lot. I liked the premise of the book. I think for me, I like when they get married like towards the beginning and and they know nothing about each other, and then they figure out all the details after they're married. I mean, we're 60% into the book and we just got to the wedding, and then the wedding takes several chapters, so then we're really 70% into the book by the time she moves in, and then at this point, like, they know each other, they like each other, they love each other, so it's like not as interesting. Now, the next book I've decided to pick up today is going to be The Mafia Bride. I'm on chapter 4 already, so I've been reading it. I picked it up yesterday after I finished this book. So far, I'm really enjoying the female main character. I'm liking that she's not as similar to the first two. Women were not allowed to be involved in the mafia. They were not allowed to know anything political or anything about the fighting. It was just like they mostly were just there for decoration. And this one, right away, there's a meeting being announced, and then she's expected to be there. They go through the meeting, and we learn that she is very much involved in the mafia, just like her brothers are, and then her father. She talks about how growing up, her father would have her and her brothers like fight in the ring and box it out whenever they're arguing and like constantly fighting with each other. And then also, this one is so different because in the past two, it was like, you're getting married. In this one, he's like, it's your choice if you want to do this. I want you there at the table when they offer it, and I won't lie and say that this won't be helpful for us, but ultimately, it is your choice whether or not you want to be married off. You know what? Actually, I love this perspective. I love that she's going to be able to fend for herself and fight for herself. So far, I've read 2 Mafia romances in 2 days. Today's my 3rd day. I'm picking up my 3rd Mafia romance. Just continue picking up books in this video until I get tired of them, unless I get exhausted after this one and I'm like, I need to switch it up. I need to try a different type of book. I'm 80% through and I am still really enjoying this book. I'm glued to it. Every time I get a free second, I'm picking it up. I want to read it. I will say, in the last book, I was like, I don't think I like a book where it's an arranged marriage and they get married 60% through. Well, this book was an arranged marriage and they got married 50% through, but it was done so differently that I'm like, wait, I liked it. And this one. So far in the book, we have gotten to the point where we're learning the politics of this story and like why an arranged marriage is necessary. And then the two characters have just natural attraction for each other. It's not a forced marriage situation. They both got to say like, yes, this is what I wanted to do. I want to do this to help my family. And I like in this one, like in the other ones, it was like, oh, you're going to move away and never be around your family again. Like that's it. But in this one, they have been at her house this entire time. Like she's mostly still intertwined with her family. I don't know if it's going to stay that way because the wedding just finished and then the big like action plot is happening where they've been attacked and the war is starting. This is giving me a real idea of what it would be like to live in the mafia. The other ones were like cutesy, mafia wife, Stockholm syndrome. I'm having fun. I'm gonna keep reading. 80% through right now. That's pretty much all I had to say. Okay, so I have officially finished the last book I'm gonna be reading in this video of reading mafia romance books for the first time, or dark/mafia romance books. And I have a bit to say. I went ahead and wrote down my thoughts and I just kept having more and more to write, so I have some things I want to say. So, as you know, The Mafia Bride is the book that I just read. I think it's like a little over 400 pages. In the beginning of the book, towards the first 50% of the book, I was really enjoying it and I was like, this is going to be my favorite of the video. But the last 50% of the book, I think, is when I started changing my mind and kind of just having more critiques on how the story was unfolding and how everything was happening. The main male character, I felt like he was kind of bland, kind of one-dimensional. He was next in line to be Don, and he had this like strong and possessive personality type, but there wasn't much else to him. It was just like, okay, he's next in line, he's got this evil look to his eyes, like, you know, he's crazy, he's possessive over the female main character from day one, like from the moment he meets her. But there's nothing else to his personality. I was left wondering, was he close to his siblings? He has a brother close in age with him who he's constantly with. Does he feel pressure from being next in line? I didn't know anything about him, which was weird because I was in his point of view half of the time. I feel like I should have known more about her. The female main character, Ileana is her name. She's very rebellious. She's the only girl of her family. She's pretty firm. She knows exactly what she wants when she wants. And then we also learned that she was trained to fight by her father growing up alongside her 3 brothers. So we learned a lot about her childhood and growing up and different traumas she experienced. She's sassy, she's strong, and she's very dominant. So you see, like, she's a little bit more well-rounded. We learn a lot about her. We get to see her family and her father and her 3 brothers, and they have well-rounded Oh, hi. They have well-rounded personalities as well, so I was confused why the main male character was so lackluster, considering we're in his POV half of the time. But let's get to the pros of the book. I liked, again, the female main character's family. I liked that we were able to see her roughhousing and playing with her brothers. It was a very familial feel to it. I found myself really liking all of her siblings, even with the staff, their staff members. Her father was also perceived as strong and merciless, but we saw the cracks in his armor, how much he cared for his children. And then I also liked that there was a lot of buildup going into the wars. My list of cons. As I said before, the main male character is not very well fleshed out. There was not much to him other than he liked Ileana and he was gonna control her. In the beginning of the book, we get an info dump as to why the war is happening and learn a little bit about the main male character's dad, but he's otherwise off the page, and it doesn't seem like he demands much respect from his children. Like on the opposite side, we see her and her brothers and her father, who's the leader of like the Russian mafia. He demands respect and like control of every situation. In contrary, this guy seems like just a regular dad. Also, a question I had was, why did she agree to get married? We never really discussed that. The reasoning behind the war I thought was really silly. Could have been a better reasoning. Oh, and then the last thing that I thought was a con that actually like really grinds my gears, and it's the reason why I ended up not liking this book as much. The main male character is so annoying, the love interest. He doesn't want to marry an Italian girl from the Familia because he thinks they're too docile, they're too polite, they're not involved in like the war, they're not involved in mafia business because they're not really allowed to, but whatever. So he picks her, Ileana, because she is involved, because she is strong, and she can fight, and she can hold a weapon. But then they get married and he's like, no, I don't want you doing any of that. Actually, sit down, you're not allowed to leave, and my guards are not going to let you leave the house. And she keeps telling him like, no, I'm strong, like I can fight, like you're not going to tell me to sit down. She actually told him this before they got married, and he's like, yeah, that's what I like most about you. But then the entire time they're together, he's like, no, I don't actually want you to do anything. Okay. Also, like, what is the point of arranged marriage, marriage of convenience, if none of the time that we're watching them they're married? Like, they're married for the last couple of pages. Like, she moves in, literally the last chapter is her moving in, and then they leave to go fight a war, and he's like, me and my queen have business to do, and then that's the end. That's the cliffhanger. I want to see them interacting as a married couple. That never happens because she doesn't live with him any of the time until the very end, and we only get to see her move in, and then the next book follows a different couple, so we're never going to see them interacting that way. I just think it's kind of stupid to do a marriage trope, but then there were just not enough interactions between them of actual like relationship building for me to like even care about their relationship. But I cared more about like Luca than I did about their relationship. That was my thoughts on that book. Overall, I had a really good time this week reading only Mafia Romances. It's really bringing me out of my shell of just reading certain fantasy books and like trying to read different genres and stuff. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just tired of reading them. Like, I've read 3 in 3 days. I've had enough. So I decided that my favorite one of this vlog has been His to Sero. I really liked that one. That was the only one I gave 4 stars. I started off strong with that one. That one had me crying. That one had me laughing. I was shocked. I liked the main male in that one. I might have to do this again because I had a lot of fun and I would want to read some more Mafia Romances. Just right now, I'm like burning myself out of them. Thank you guys for watching this video. Yeah, bye.